Good day, everyone. I am MARIANIE B Pasaylo, and I am the second to the last reporter of our group. My assigned topic was all about method of fish preservation. There's a lot of method on how to preserve a fish. Uh, we have cooling or freezing, drying, heating, canning, cooking, salting, fermenting, and the last one is the smoking. Those are the different um, kinds or way on how to preserve a fish. So now let us going to discuss it one by one. Now let's talk about first the cooling or freezing. So cooling or freezing stop the bacterial growth that causes spoilage. When refrigeration is not possible, fish should be in the actual contact with ice below 0 degrees Celsius. Frozen fish last several months on cold storage without change is the flavor or the quality. So the cooling or freezing, it is one way of how to preserve the fish. So kung hindi naman ang possible, kung wala tayong mga refrigerator para ilalagay yung ating mga isda, so pwede naman tayong bumili ng mga ice upang ito ay mapanatiling ang preskong tignan o presko, at hindi rin magbabago ang flavor or the quality if there is if our fish is actual contact with the ice. So that is one of preserving the fish. Next, we have drying. Drying is the process of lowering the water content of the fish. It should be done during summer. Fish will taste better if dried mostly in the shade. So drying, on the other hand, or in Bisaya, we call this as bulad. So drying is also a method of preserving a fish. It should be done during summer. Usually buhat ni siya ang pagbulad og mga isda during summer. So according here that fish will look better or taste better if really dried. Next, we have heating. Heating is the process of subjecting the fish to heat and then packing them in the large container. Heating the fish destroys the microorganisms, spoil while the celled environment eliminates oxidation and restart. So, heating from the word itself, heating. So, para one of the example of this method is kanagaling magsugba ta og isda. So, muna siya ang one of the method of preserving the fish. Kay once magud nga imuhang sugba ang usa ka isda, murag dugay siya madaot. It because wala siya kanang water nga dali ra siya pag namoy tubig dali ra siya mabaho ang atong isda. So heating is one of the method on how to preserve a fish. Next, we have canning. Canning is the process of subjecting the fish to heat and then packing them in the sealed containers. Heating the fish destroy the microorganisms that spoil the fish. So canning, the best example of canning is sardines, or the usually nga atong ginakaon that kanang nasulod siya sa mga dilata. So ang canning is one way on how to preserve our fish, but not only the fish, but there's a lot food preservation nga ginagamit ang canning, because ang kaning preserving using the canning will help the food to preserve many, like months or years. And then we have also here the guidelines in packing the fish. First, we have use clean and sterilized bottles. So we should consider, or when we are packing the fish or other foods, dapat atong i-consider nga hinlo dapat ang atoang sudlanan. And then second, use small pieces. Dapat mogamit og small pieces na suit lang sa imong ibutang nga food. Dili siya sobra na pud ka dako, but you should use small pieces nga suit lang siya. And then also you have also to consider the fish belly, dry the fish belly downward, so that the dirty will not penetrate the body of the fish. You should also consider na dapat dry siya, so that the microorganism cannot live long to our fish. Number 4, pack just enough water to flow. You should also consider the water that you are going to put. It should be enough water to flow, nga dili pud siya kayo daghan o dili pud kayo gamay. Another method of preserving a fish is the cooking. Cooking is the preventive measures against spoilage and wastage of fish. So the best example for cooking is the pinaksiw na isda or paksiw na isda. Next, we have salting or drying. Is the process of preserving fish by lowering the water content below the point where microorganisms cannot grow and live long. So kadalasan ang salting ay ito yung way natin on how we preserve our fish, especially sa balay mo na itong gina-apply to preserve the fish. Salting, ginasin na nato ang mga isda so that in the next day napatay makaon. So same lang siya drying, like bulad, we preserve the fish through drying the fish in the shades. So why nganong ginakuha nato na sila ginabulad or gibutangan og asin, kay tungod kay para dili maka-grow o puyo ang mga microorganism in a long term, kay patayin man sila sa asin o mapatay po sila sa kainit. So that is why ma-preserve ang ato ang mga isda. The next one is the fermenting. Fermenting is a process of making bagoong and patis, which are the most popular fermented products. So fermented products, the example are the bagoong, patis, alamang, and other products that are put in the small, like we call that as grapon. So muna siya ang kanang mga products nga ato ang ginagamit, labi na og kanang gusto lang taog easy nga kuan ba pagkaon. The last method of preserving the fish is the smoking. Smoking is a method of food preservation that is like salting, drying, and pre-cooking. So smoking is also the characteristic of drying, salting, and pre-cooking. Like same lang na sila. We preserve the fish through the use of smoke. Gipaasuhan lang siya, o muna siya ang one way of preserving the fish. Dugay po na siya mada. That's all for my part. Thank you for listening.